Sopate. Sama teko gitu deh. Sopatele.
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 Ini sering ngapiti. Lagi deh. Tabaju ngaso liot dangpo mang siwa kasares. Ani ngapiti liot dangpo chego tamati mishi tapni neko tsukasam. Ingon lala kasi yun na yung tsukasam. Kasi ko yung mas mares ngayon. I didn't think we needed it. I think last time we might have stopped here, which was just a basic reading and then a basic writing activity. And then we have a pair work, which maung palang at and then at the end of every chapter, Neo Tamarere la Dunda Dapo Chikongi Jo. Tishtai Gimsen Kare Yesare, Kare Sangia. What do you guys think is the reason that we put this at the end of every chapter? Anyone have any ideas? Rinchin, what do you think? Alejandro, anyone have any idea why we put this at the end of the chapter?
Gyarjongina.
Kejong dapo? Kejong kaichinay di kejong.
Tikang la hadang mat nzulap sara. Adam.
Okay. Ani?
Rasa.
Exactly. So as you may have noticed, we're not introducing the letters in alphabetical order. Did we get any of these letters in? Can you guys see this a little bit? It's very light, but actually it's very yeah, if you open up, maybe you can see more clearly if you go to this link on your computer. So you can see Yene andabaju mato chikni sum shinga dun mato mare. Does anyone have any idea why? Why do we start with these letters and not from the beginning as the traditional system? What do you guys think? We just want to be complicated or want to be different? What do you think? What reasons would there be? Or the first reason?
Maru number sum labra ha al da tenzu da so din da konzu tang she labche ani sadang ra yi korang la yang 안티게 컨소니네 라비아 진주다
Yes,
원주 가고지 마자네 라 주고티나 라 땡기요레 니살라디 사 땡기요다
Beapo, Tatare. Ani Parechine aha dangpo yongide. Ngaro tawe som dito. Why do we start with those?
민시 강장 건조숨 낭로레 여치장 건조조숨
Exactly, exactly, exactly. All the other letters we introduce according to the Ngaro Tawe Sum. This will help the students' pronunciation in the future. They can distinguish more easily between these three root sounds. And then, such as sum tu shempa detso, de sum gyune ngondo chitukire. Yeah. You'll notice in every chapter, we're going to introduce the new letters according to our pronunciation triangle. Okay. And then exactly as Kandro just said, one of the main reasons that we put ba, ma, rasa is because without a ngunjuk, without a jenjuk, by themselves, the mingshi, it has meaning. Tunda yore. Ani tunda di yang lamsang bochukire, the student. That's the number one reason. There's a second reason. It's a little bit more complicated. It's a little bit more difficult, but does anyone have any ideas? Actually, there's three main reasons. The Kandro just told us the first one. Anyone else have an idea of the other two? Okay, I'll give you a clue. How often does sa come in a word versus how often wa comes in a word? Kimangyung. Teacher tanya kimangyung la jawa. Kako
망고
say? Yeah. Sa uses a lot, right? Tikpe mangbo nang lo la sa lepirawa. Ani tik katsu nang la wa lepire. Not so many. It's not so frequent, okay? So the reason why we also introduce in this order, the second main reason is frequency. Manyung larat legiore. The words, the selche that come the most, we introduce first because they're used again and again and again and again, and the student will need them the most. So it's based on a need to use those letters. So the ones that we have the most need for, we want to introduce them sooner. This is the second reason. Third reason, any guesses? If you were to compare the sounds, these three letters, Ladindorchena, Ani, Ba, Ma, Ra, Dindorchena, Kipar Kare Chonggijo. Tisum Tang Tisum. We have 3 letters here and 3 letters here. What's the difference? What do you see between the first 3 letters and the second 3 letters? Kipar Kare Chonggijo.
까카카 라디 this dodo 이네 파마라 라디 케바야 같은 거
Exactly. When you introduce things together that are very similar, the students are more likely to mix them up. They're very different sounds. It depends on the language, right? Some speakers, for example, have a very difficult time between la and ra, but ka and ka, so this will always depend on where your student is coming from. but based on a kind of universal, universal phonetic system, then these sounds, you can see very clearly the difference in the sounds mostly. If we introduce things together that are similar, when you start to teach a few of the students, you'll begin to recognize many languages have a very difficult time distinguishing between these three sounds. Not all, but many. Okay, so these are the three main reasons why we change the order of the alphabet. We're not changing the order of the whole alphabet, but why we introduce in a new order rather than the traditional order. Okay, so and then at the end of every chapter, we place the whole order because we want the student to understand the difference. Yeah, we want the student to dalam katsang matwinye tidu nga kawadrogyo selche katsu yore. As in a concept of sakyang disaledo. Maybe we had some in the beginning dilamka giteshung daringle sama konsetis they became very nervous. Yeah. This is to at least introduce to them, okay, everybody, don't worry. We've got 30 letters we're going through today. This is how many we covered. And this is the rest. This is all what's coming now later in the future. Okay. But until now, you only have to review Dito, Chikupya Jongchegore, Tempatama, Maombala Lepide. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
if I can share my experience, ngin nyamnyong lotu kapsu, desu jandi kapsu ngayan tampo ka desu, and I was studying in order like this. It was so difficult for me to understand the difference. So the gegen samangala, they were showing me with the throat, the tongue like this. And when I saw finally this material, nga jandi kapsu. Jongdet kare A0 major dinyandu jangme shemba dinyandu jang. Di tongdu amata amata koso di kare ha di yang ngala roba play out this. It helped me so much. And then of course by studying not in order, I feel like it helps so much the student, because if you study in order, then you have to make ka somebody, when you study in disorder, it's stay more in your memory, I think. Same when we study the numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. You have to make everything to reach the one you want to say. When you study in disorder, it's more it helps to memorize better. Ani nga France ne France nein ani nga pena ra la ya de kale hasanya, like Emilia said, depending on which country the student comes from, some letter will be more difficult than the other one. For me it was the ra kale ha hodo ani pena Taiwan deso la ngisam bala control de kale ha po insam mara ha komaso konto letter shemba ji kale ha hodo. And I just wanted to share my experience about this year.
Thank you. Yeah, it's many students gave us feedback like this. We actually took a long time, did quite a bit of research about what is effective, what do the students, what's benefiting the students the most, and it was about a year of research, a year of work going into all of this. But I just want to assure everybody we're not trying to disturb any of the of the traditional concepts and change it just to gase gapo. So understanding those reasons, then it will also, I think, help you. Okay, so that will be the end of chapter 1. Then at the beginning of every chapter, we have a kacha that will give some basic categories of what we're going to study in that chapter. You don't have to spend time on this with the student. This is also just to help you if, for example, you suddenly need to go back and you're trying to find a certain activity to remind the student of something, then you can always look here to help yourself. Oh yeah, where did we study Lapna? Okay, we learned Lapna here. And then you can go back to these activities with the student if they need any kind of review. So we start out chapter two with just a review of the Ngara Tawisum that they already got in chapter 1, but again, it's just a kind of review. And then again, we have a listening and then identifying activity. So these 3 are audios. Yeah, sorry, if I share my audio, then I'm sharing it on the computer. If you click either of these 3, then the sound is gonna come, and then the student can do a pair work. Yeah. So again, it's just a reminder and review of what happened in the first chapter. Okay, then we start chapter 3. So I thought we could begin here with some practical. So if we've got how many people? 3, just 3 today. That's gonna make it easy. So Pandro, Vincent, Jamyang, I will be your student, and we can begin some practical exposure with chapter 2, activity number 3. Oh, Karma's also here. I forgot. I'm sorry, Karma, you're not hiding there in the background. And Jamshu, I'm just have to slide over. So after Jamyang, number 4, Jamshu, and 5, Karma. Pandro, do you want to share your screen from chapter 2, activity 3? Send the link to that.
Link yo pe. Link yo pe kiranzola.
Nhuyễn ạ.
Kirang mute je shakanto.
Nhuyễn ạ.
Nhuyễn ạ. Theo cô. Sa.
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 Pa.
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 Ma.
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 Na.
Na.
Na. Na.
Na.
Na.
Na.
La.
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 Khá.
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 Ka.
Thá. Thá.
Thá.
Thá.
Ta.
Phá.
Pa.
Phá.
Pa.
Phá.
Theo cô.
Exactly. So what letters are coming new in this section? What letters come in chapter 2?
Khá. Thá. Let's do it. So khá. Thá. Na.
And one more.
La.
La. Exactly. Yeah. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new letters in chapter 2. And these 5 letters are also introduced according to the category that they're coming in with. Okay. Good job. All right. Next one is actually our can-do statement of the day. Rinchen, you want to go ahead with 2, 4? Yes.
Nhuyễn à. Lý.
Li.
Bẹc bố. Pugu. Pugu. Tugu là.
Pugu.
Tugu. Cái là pugu là này, hoặc là tugu là tí.
You got it.
Đi. Tugu.
Tugu.
Tugu. Bẹc bố.
Tugu. Tugu.
Loma.
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 Loma. Loma. Loma. Loma. Loma.
Bẹc bố. Kur.
Kur.
Bẹc bố. 단도직.
Ngane. Oh. Kur. Mare ngane. Ngane. Tangbo batu. Oh. Kampunga. Kampunga. Yeah. Okay, good. Kur. Tikmat.
찍찍 단도직.
Kur.
아저씨.
Kur. Oh, pegabo. Kur. Kur.
Bẹc bố.
Kur.
Thiệp.
Hep.
Thiệp.
Hep. 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 Hep.
Bẹc bố. Mic.
Meek.
Mic. Mic.
Meek. 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 Meek.
Bẹc bố.
So here we've got a few things. We actually have 3 things going on in this activity. Ditego dinanglo la sarpastum kare kare yore. Tik ngata teringi chenu sarpare. Yeah. Ani tik kesang ngata di gecha shesare. Yeah. Ani sumpa di sikta ngundurteya. This is the most obvious kind of. We have we're just introducing 6 new vocabulary words. Today, what was our can-do statement for today? Tenu sarpa chiringi, tenu sarpa karedo.
Pugu dan tu.
먼저 쉐야당 뒤안이 바라요.
Exactly. So we have in Tibetan language something which is not so present or not so obvious in many other languages. You can see it most obviously in different forms, different Arabic dialects. It also exists in some German dialects, Hebrew. It's called a diglossia. And a diglossia means that there's an obvious distinction between the written and the spoken form of the language. So it's very likely that your new student, new to Tibetan, has never come across a language like this before. And they might be shocked or surprised or very, very confused. Okay. This is very difficult to explain to a student from the beginning because A, they don't have the language, they can't understand the explanation of the teacher. So from the beginning, one of the techniques that we started to do was if it's in the written form, then we don't add the color, but if you hover over it, then it changes into the spoken form. Okay. So what's one way of explaining this to your student? How can you, at this stage, what taplam kare kare yore netse dila. Anyone have any ideas? Titia yena yang nashea yena andas kide andas tentu kide yesi tikia yena titia yena.
근데 락바인데 치라 부구 부구 아니 투구
Bravo. Tane shena pugu pugu Tina pugu pugu. Yeah. At this point, that's all we can do. Okay. Dile manga lopru gotom gire gotom si tukire. Like there's a danger, yeah, of them becoming completely confused. But you have TPR, yeah. You can explain TPR, 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 TPR. Anytime this comes up, they might ask a few questions. Maybe they're coming to you and asking something they've seen, because many of our students, for example, they've studied Buddhism. They're interested in studying Tibetan language for Buddhist purposes, and so it's very likely that they've had exposure to some Tibetan text from another source. And then they might come with questions. Sometimes they even know the Dharma terms or the written form even better than the spoken. Yeah. So you can always use this to help yourself distinguish why, maybe they've learned this word instead of that word. I can't think of, like shalak, for example, maybe, which is another, you could have a shesa and a pelke difference also, which we can also explain la kusha punya dang. I think one of you had a student yesterday that was using, kandro pool. The student wanted to make offerings to the bird, and so Kondro is trying to explain the difference of why for a bird you might want to use day instead of using shesa. And you did a great job trying to explain this. Whether you give, who is it that we show respect to, and what do we consider to be things that are above us or things that are lower than us, and how we apply this shesa. So this is another distinction. We have to find different ways of expressing to the student, oh, this is one that you're showing respect, and this is just namgyungi topo, oh, topo. Yeah. The easiest way we can show the distinction between the written and the spoken is using TPR. In a later chapter, we get more into it. Once they have some more letters and they get a little bit more vocabulary, then we go into, again, some more of the differences between written and the spoken. But we just want to start with an introduction for now. So those are the, and does anyone remember what the second thing is? In this chapter, we get what do you see the difference between these three and these three? Tisum, tatisum, kikiparkai. Okay.
어들라 진주요래.
Oh, ni janjuk. Titula kariore.
너가 진주면죠.
Exactly.
민지 민시 직보.
Mingshi chiku. Dito sama mingshi chiku de. Ani dito sum. Now we look at the way we combine two letters together and what happens. Are these words a single syllable or a double syllable word? And what is the tek yupe tek techo tanya gikepar karechegido tek yumena yume gikepar. So here we have loma, not lom. Yeah, and here we have meek, not mika. Right? Here we have tep, not keba. This one is difficult. Pugu. We have pugu instead of puk. Yeah. So you'll notice the students, they're gonna learn now what is a sec, what difference does it make in a word. So these are the three main things that are coming in this chapter. All right. Next, we just have just a simple writing activity. I don't think you touch it. I don't think we need to practice this one much. Just filling in. Sigiyana, Skelpotagide, Sigimena, Makotegitorwa. So if I put here T, it's not gonna work. Yeah. Okay, next. Jamia, you wanna go ahead?
Link link. Nhân a. Nhân a. Look. Dire, 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 di. Tinzani. Look.
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 Look. Look. Look.
Di look re. Dire. Di look re. Di look.
Oti.
Thangbore, nyore, sumbare, narle. Look lana khandire. Ngani. Oh, verb.
Look. Look.
Kude. Mar.
Mar.
Ngani
Mar.
khandire.
Mar.
Thango nyo asumba.
Mar.
Oh, ngawadi.
Lam. Lam.
Lam. Lam. Lam. Lam.
Mare. Oh, lam.
Lam.
Loma.
Loma. Loma.
Oh,
Loma.
Parlet.
Lep.
Parlet.
Lep.
Mm.
Lep.
Mm. Verbo.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Yeah, betul. Very good. Very simple. Just say the word. Exactly. We have a couple new vocab, but it's mainly, again, the main teachego di mikro to di yang ker kesi jenju yuna yang na tek yiki niki para tek kapo yuna kipar kandes bobere. How do you listen to the differences in these three? Another thing that might be useful is you could have the student try to read the second column. You know, you could have them dango di loma lam pakle luk mar lok jutena, then begin with the tunjor. But it's fine. The way you did it is perfect. Also, the way you did it is perfect. Okay.
Did you know?
Yeah. Next, which one? Okay, Karma, you want to take us through this one? 2-7.
Yeah, madam. This score comes. Laura.
Pepe.
Laura.
Igang la icon
Loyere,
kare kare to.
Oh, loyere. Itong kateko.
Gala nyinga ranga lawyer.
Ini tanda kirang genare, so
Dangsu di ama.
Ama.
Laura. Ama.
Ama.
Nyo di paglet.
Ni
Paglet.
ni paklet.
Paglet.
Paklet.
somebody what somebody me
Ah,
the
this is one of the difficulties of sharing the screen on the phone. Is that I'm not sure. Kalopuk yana ngadi kirang kalam dangbo yana kalam nipa kare kare do. Kare logi yatanda nga this gotom tegido. I'm confused now. I'm not sure. But it's but I understand you're on the phone now, right? Kasi kapar chokne lamna tene power yume lopuk la selpo so yepe kale kapodo. Tanda kirangi yeah, let me get a do you have the annotation option on a phone? Isan kirangi annotation page tang sarawa page tanginde.
la annotation la
Annotation lamna isan kirang you annotation. It doesn't seem. I guess it may be only in annotation lamna screen gangla remote titukire. You can draw.
Loud.
You did it. You did it last time. Remember?
ale lao
Aba nangla yore yomade.
lao yours
Yorbe.
lao
Yona
la two stone embe la screen la chitin da tumude
Hongmindo. Jump it talking today. No, right?
스크린 통도
Screen tona yang ti it if you draw something.
la kamusik tagla
Funny.
tumude gla
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Can you, if you double click on the letter, can you highlight it in the phone?
no chidumude gla sida
Mm-mm.
Di surdila pen roger pen rodilem da ni kiran dinna annotate setu
la di pendo di teder chida ne di phal tung me se ngade ngara gara tumude yo
ale
지진의 에너지교다 인도 자리야
Tananga screen share
Nothing.
tungi mindo is saying like he's screen sharing, but it's not coming. I can't see his screen.
Yeah.
Even the
Oh, you can't see the screen at all?
No, I'm just saying like Karma Galton is sharing his screen, but I don't see his screen.
Oh, maybe because I can see his screen. Maybe stop sharing and try to share again. Sharing to some chat, yeah. Oh. I do know teachers that teach on the phone, so it is possible, but
다 tumude
I don't need to.
that annotate don't do.
나 tumude 또
Now I see. Oh, 배아파. 아마.
알레 당연히 제대체 뭐 tumude
배아파.
다 고는 노래 그라
음.
단결래
Yeah.
라 당수디 따je 주인데 아마 따je 주자 아마
아마.
아마
아마.
네 발렛
박렛.
네 니
미.
니
미.
Now, 3, 4. Tap.
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 Rồi, 살아. Lao 나랑 빼고. 소리길라. 다랑아.
Kodan Tangbo di Pechu Karare.
라.
Kodan Tangbo di Pechu Chimazon Kira. Pechu Karare. That's in the Tito.
What's the Chego di Kagi Chegore? Which activity is this? Aside from listening. Di niene kare Chegore. Tambo nien dene.
라데데요 고즈무스타길라.
Di Tinjore. Tinjore. Niene dem. Kare la nien gore. So now tanda kerang di len di ngundo chesares. Yeah. Dene. Tiwa ne kotsu. Tiwa tang. Tiwa tang po karere.
라딜레인데.
Oh, huh?
알레알레. 다우. 틴조체.
Tinjoche.
라. 뜻쇼라. 라 당부대 간디레.
Tang po tang.
마 기교 미는 간디레길라.
Ma mi ma
마
i
마 기구 미. 마 기구 미.
ma kiku mi
다 파쇼 나로네 간디레.
ma kiku mi
now somebody
ma
around
kiku mi
ne nyodi ama
ama
당부들이랑 당부 this ne somebody
somebody
다 정보 대파 대
that
다 정보
Dingbo
대파 대 다
Dingbo ba
다 정보 대파 대
da Dingbo ba
라티쇼
다-
보내인다길라 다 정보 다 정보
정보
다
대
정보 라라 다 정보 대파 대
da Dingbo te ba de
대 라 어디 간디레
da
라오 쉬어야 라오 배우고 쉬어드려 아니 바가 바
pa ka pa
pa la tengo le pa le
la
tengo
tengo
le pa le
le
pa
pa
le
le
pa le
pa le.
lao pa le nyo de pe bo
Very good. Okay. This one, di sarpa kare lagi rai. Tinang lalak. Sarpa sakyang kare do. Sarpa sakyang, not really, but ikse donang kesa kare. Donang kare gang layo rai.
la ha mo sta ya bo
Jolo kya di. Yeah.
ale la cholo
It's different. It's different. Every language has a different way of doing this. Yeah. And Tibetan has a very nice, unique way of learning how to not only for the student to recite the spelling. De da de de ba de ba gle ba ga ba la de le ba le ba gle. This has a kind of a rhythm to it. There's a whole process to learn here actually. And they do love this da dingo de ba de. This is there's that extra sound coming in, yeah, that the student doesn't see. This da dingo ba de. And the students have to practice this quite a bit actually. So anytime it's good for them to get a little bit of practice with the jolo, how to spell, how to listen. If a teacher is giving them the spelling and they have to write it down, they have to be very good at listening to this and understanding what is all of the sounds, because even though ma kikumika mi ma kikumi, ma kikumika mi, there's these extra sounds coming in, and if you say them too fast, then the student will have a difficult time listening, catching every sound. So just one thing to remember, you just very slowly from the beginning. We'll try and give everybody one chance. So if you want to go ahead with 2-8, the next one. Just got a couple minutes left. And then Sonam, if you want to go ahead and look at, 9 will be good. 9 also be good after Jamshid.
Nhuyễn ạ.
Kudela. Kuda.
Koidu.
Nhuyễn ạ. Ti ạ.
Nyan thambo gilandilere.
Nhuyễn ạ.
Nyan a.
Ti ạ.
Ani ti kare.
La shibgu lu ka lu.
Ti gilatin. La. Bell.
La ka lak. Ba lạc ba.
La ka lak pa lak pa. La ka lak pa lak pa.
La ka lak ba lạc ba.
lạc lạc ba lạc ba.
막히고 메가 메이크. 막히고 메가 메이크. 막히고 메가 메이크.
Mika mik. Mika mik. Lapa mik.
라 나롤로 마 로마.
La narulo ma loma.
라 나롤로 마 로마. 라 나롤로 마 로마.
La narulo
라 나롤로 마
ma
로마. 라 나롤로 마 로마.
la narulo ma loma.
Loma.
마 나로 모카 모. 마 나로 모카 모. 모모. 마 나로 모카 모. 마 나로 모카 모. 모모. 마 나로 모카 모. 마 나로 모카 모. 모모.
Kẹo quá.
람 마 람 람.
La ma lam.
마 람 람.
La ma lam.
라 마 람
Kẹo.
람.
lam. Hani kego dinala nga karecheso. Nga karecheso.
Nhé and cheese.
Niene tis. Ani kandes tiso. Okay.
La
Nga kandes tiso. Nga kandes tiso.
yangya nhé and cheese.
Ine nga shubu gana tison. Yana kirangi lokle kino.
Nhé log lên nè.
Lovely nangla. So the student, maybe you have to prepare. Some students, they consider jotan sama ha pogarawa. Tanda nga di request access, request remote control cheche sayin. Kasi di computer skills nango na majana. Di kola hakona pe yapure. So the students can always the lopluk la tamka sumi yorwa. Either the lopluk konsorangi lokle chetukire, and then they can write on their own. Option 1. Option 2, of course, you can always write on the paper. And option 3, the Morang requesting remote control, and then I typed the letters on her computer actually. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Sonam. 2-9. So you can stop sharing the screen so Sonam can start.
Hello. 구두에. 스크린 통구두에.
동의도 빼 전부 동의도.
Senge will be my voice above my level.
윤아.
Yan a.
Sure. Ah. Ma kigu mi.
Ma kikumi.
Ma kigu mi ka mik.
Ma kikumi ka mig.
La shapyu lu ka luk.
La shaptu lu.
La shapyu lu ka luk.
La shaptu lu ka lug.
Yeah, po. Ma naro mo ka mo. Mo mo.
Ma naromo ka mog. Ma naromo
Mo.
ka mog.
Mo mo. Mo mo.
Mog mog.
Mo mo. Yeah, what you
Tata, yaputun say.
저당 해보신.
Okay, that's available. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this is just a Genjuka Kikola Gitatang. The students, maybe there's sometimes a slight difference between if it's in English we call this a guttural stop, actually. Instead of it's a little bit less of a ga sound and a little bit more of a mok mok, or tikarayaka yore, mok mok, mog mog. Which one is a nicer sound? I don't know. That's not my. Kipar go gitu ke. Kande kipar kande do.
Chua karregela.
The kissing a momo mok mok yana mok mok. Kipar tongi do tongi mendo. Tuginanga. I'm curious. Actually, I don't know. Kukime. Datang.
Nam yu khane la bi zambo mok mok lo man momo.
Ah,
Khadi is not so like
momo. Ah. So if it's if datangi mixangana donanche, then datangi noche tene apoyore. Yeah, you can always help them to improve, to make the sound, go again and again. Because the Rinchen, you did a great job with the drilling today. I really like seeing that. It's all of these that you take out song ma yang se it's not enough. You can always do kesi sarpachik la kanga yuna yang se go through all of them, and then you can go back to any one and go again. Go back to this one, go again. Back to this one, go again. Back to this one again. 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 Then again. Yeah, you can spend a few minutes on each activity, because even though it's as a native speaker, it doesn't seem like there's much going on. But for these Kenipa Janyan Detsalap, they have a feeling there's really a lot of information. So if you review again and again, it's very good for them. It will always help. Lasto, samala tutenang te apojung fontering. And we will meet again next week. Does anyone have any questions? Tiwa mikse dito pikola? Tego dito kola? Tiwa mikse, kange mikse, samsu mikse, torwa mikse. Anything?
대장 미차만 나라데 되게래라. 아니 웹사이트 디 카레 80 ki material di free re michama tana degree free re available for everyone 24/7 on 7 day. So kero to dizerana ani testada. Ani yang YouTube gang la video yore kare gegen kashi din lagi yore ani kero to di tane yang kare nyanyon sere this idea kande lago yemende to. Ni
That's
look
actually a
to
really
reaction di gesambala di pekel chimbo look to deso netse maore ro gozo dingen la peke jang ma son ra ani kiranzo di konzo reaction kanjis reaction chi du kanjis jangi du lobsen dine kanjis jangi du ani tana yang gesambala kiranzo de how to say idea pe mambo jaere ya.
Yeah, that's a really great point. I should say again, everybody should follow subscribe to these Sophia course guides. You can always see all of the lessons. Subscribe. And then if you subscribe to the different course guides, these are all the lessons that are being taught. You can always find the level. These are the different activity numbers. So if I search in here, I didn't follow them all from live, I followed them on another account. Then I can search for A0 lessons. Oh, it's not going to come up now, is it? Like each guide, I guess. One doesn't. Okay, this is this. Which one was it? Course guide 2 mainly. That's got guide 2. These are all different lessons from this material, okay, where you can see some really nice examples of other teachers teaching with all different types of students, okay. This would be the chapter 4 from activity 6, chapter 6 from activity 10, chapter 1 from activity 3. Sang Mayore di Namula. So you're more than welcome to take a look at any of these videos. Everything is on YouTube, specifically for training purposes. So if you use it, it's great. Thank you for reminding. Okay. Champa. Oh. Siwa? No, everybody okay? All right. Thank you all. Thank you everybody for coming. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow.
그래서
나